They are the same, but you have to understand that Ramana did not have any formal education of Advaita before. Okay, Ramana, for him, it was a natural opening up, a natural blossoming as a kid. 14 years old, he is not going to have read Advaita or anything. That is why Ramana's scriptures, if you go to see, they are in Tamil. Yeah. So, and they don't have Sanskrit verses or like that. They are more like a prose, not like our poetry shlokas in Advaita Vedanta. So you find that one difference, but really, if you go to see, it is finally the same thing. It is non-duality. Now, Ramana is saying, who am I? Find this I. Yeah. And what is Advaita saying? Advaita is showing you that really this I that you think, this body-mind complex, this is nothing but a presumed I. It's assumed. I am actually the witness. So when you're speaking to Ramana and you ask him, I am not getting this, he says, who is not getting? I am not getting. Who am I? Find that I. Find the source of I. So then he goes. He starts with what? The presumed I, no? And he looks. Really, you don't find the I. Because that I dissolves. It doesn't exist. Yeah, it is just a thought. The thinker is just a thought. There is no entity like the thinker. Yeah, it is just one thought coming and going, another thought coming and going, third thought coming. They come so fast in succession, you think that there is one entity that is called I. Yes? And you assume I am that entity, and you continue in the world protecting that entity, making that entity strong. And in that process, you create a lot of drama. So he again and again takes you back to the source. Who's this I? Does this I exist? Oh, there is no I. And he says the I will dissolve into its source. Source, the same witness, the same consciousness, the same nothingness. Yeah, it is the same place, the same awareness. So this is Ramana's unique way to bring you to the same thing. That is also direct. Advaita is also direct, in your face, telling you this is an assumed I and this is the real I, the real witness. It's not even an I, because how can it be I here and I there and I there and I there? It's shared. It's a shared being. Yeah? Ooh, that shared being is everywhere. It's Brahman. It's Brahman consciousness. Ramana's technique is through questioning. Yeah. So Ramana is coming from the assumed I towards the witness. Yes. In Advaita also, we do the same thing. We come from outside. The eyes are the seer and this object, this computer is the scene. So we are doing exactly the same. Both the techniques are same. Only the method used, the means is different. Here the means is find the source of the I, and here the means is seer and seen, seer and seen, seer and seen. Oh, I am the witness. Final destination is the same. Yeah? Forget about the differences and find the witness. Then you have reached home. Then Suman's journey is done. So when you do the coming from the seen back to the seer, coming back to the seer and recognizing the witness, that witness seems at first like Shunyata, nothingness. There is absolutely nothing there. It's silence. That silence is a witness, and it does not feel like anything more than silence at first. But when you start relaxing into it, embracing it more again and again and again, and you start feeling, oh, it's not like a background screen that I thought it was. It's almost like the tsunami wave percolates into everything. Oh, it's like an ocean. I experience this like an ocean, and it is there. It's I cannot put a border that, oh, that awareness or witness is limited to my head or my brain, or limited just like 6 inches from my body. No, it is there. It is limitless. Yeah, this experiential recognition may happen for a second. That's fine, but you recognized it. That's fantastic, and you recognize it as a big space rather than a screen at the back. So, first, your understanding is nothingness or silence, and then it's more like an ocean of silence. And this ocean of silence has everything, even this good person, even this not so great person, this computer, this TV, this lamp, oh, everything. It's like waves of the ocean, but very silent waves, we can say. It doesn't have a bottom. Yeah, it's a bottomless ocean. And everything is in it. And that's how you go from nothingness to fullness. Everything is in it. Everything is made up of it. Everything is born in it. For some time, everything has an apparent life. People, animals, insects, birds, even things. And everything finally expires. Everything dies. In it. There is no outside of it. Oh, it is Purna. It is full of energy. It's more a recognition, a cognitive recognition rather than you feeling a magical thing. No magical thing is going to happen. It's cognition. Being able to now see the Brahman that is everywhere. Yeah. Rather than just seeing things. Things are there. I'm not saying they are not there. But recognize that the things are in Brahman. Yes, Brahman and things are intertwined. He said, so this object which I think has arisen in this nothingness, in this stillness and silence, how can this be something? It is also nothing because it goes back into that stillness, that nothingness. So in the end, everything is nothingness, arises in nothingness and dissolves into nothingness. Yes. So Buddha closed the loop one step ahead. Yeah. The Purna stuff also will finally end, no? None of these things that are there, none of these people are permanent. They will end. And what do they end into? The same silence, the same nothingness. So it is all Shunyata. The consciousness actually is who I am. Yes, that is the true I am. Yes, but I have presumed a false I, this ego, this body, this mind. Yes, when I see the true I am, this false I am dies. And then what remains is only the isness, really, because it is not a personal I am anymore. Many of the yogic traditions also stop here in the personal I am. Yes, and then the personal I am is surrendering to the bigger whatever consciousness, but still duality is there. Yeah, one more step. You have to take that one more step and recognize, no, there is no personal I am. How can it be personal? How can there be one infinite I am there and one infinite I am there? So really, it is just one single amness. Yeah, you cannot, it's like, either you have the love for ice cream or you don't. You're saying, you please give me a formula to fall in love with ice cream. No, there is no formula. Yes, there is no chalked path to become that. A thirst in you, a natural thirst in you will take you in that direction. Yes, and that thirst will develop at its own speed. We should not like push it. Oh no, I want to be as thirsty as the other person. No comparison on the spiritual path, okay? We are all like fruits hanging on the same tree. There is just one huge mango tree, and we are all that sweet mango fruit. One mango remains raw for a very long time, another mango is in between raw and ripe, and one mango is completely ripe. They can't compare to each other. Why are you more ripe than me? No. We all have the same tree, we have the same nourishment. Yes, but it is our own individual journey. So honor and respect your individual journey. Don't push it. Yeah. Whatever I have is good. Yes, I will keep moving step by step.
What can I say? It's as it is said in the Buddha Suttas. It's clear as clear.
As clear as clear. Very, very good.
Wow. Hindsight, I can see how simple it is, and how crazy the mind can imagine the situation.
Yes. Yes. Have you come to that understanding that there is no thinking entity? Yeah, the thinker is just a thought.
Yeah.
And it's just one thought after another thought after another thought that gives me a false sense of continuity that makes me feel that there is a thinker and I am thinking. Yeah, and I am the one thinking whether I should do or I shouldn't do. And that thinker, the false thinker, makes a false doer. And that false doer now experiences the effect of that false action, and that's the false experience. Now there is a false experiencer born of what? Nothing. The assumed I.
Oh, like a creative movie. we have nothing to do, so you do something.
Yeah. Okay.
It's if I have to put it in words, it's for the intellect. It's interesting how this stages happened. It all fell in place. Maybe it's supposed to. Like when I started texting you, asking you questions, couple of months ago. I think maybe if I have to analyze it, it's all like dropping some of the lasting hold from work life, and then personal life. There's in fact nothing. I think when we are very young, we are that way, maybe molded in a different way, and then we got hold on to a friend or somebody, and then dropping that also naturally, and then it cleared the way to get all these realizations. I think Advaita was the cherry on the top. Yes. It was so simple.
Yes.
I think everything else was so complex. Even the Ramana Maharishi's, after you said go listen to Ramana's series I've explained, because at one point I was like, oh, it's so silent, and then I was like, I'm watching myself thinking, so am I not in awareness? So I didn't understand that it's going out as mind. I was like, how can I think and also be in awareness? fell in place, and then Advaita was like, oh my god, it is so simple. I think it clearly.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I became, after this last weekend session, I feel like I've become deaf. And it stopped.
You are a spiritual teacher's delight. Do you know that? You make it all worth it. मेरी सारी मेहनत सफल हो गई बस. Sindhu got it done. My work is done. Chalo, pack up.
If Sindhu has to tell Ekta, then it's like, thank you for telling the same thing relentlessly in multiple different words.
Yeah. After every session, I come and break my head on the wall. Did they get it? Oh, I have to try something new now.
I listened to all the questionnaire just to follow through, and it's so clear. It is very clear. Listening to everything, it's very clear, and I can see how you are trying to explain this, which is it can be interpreted in many different ways to the mind's imagination.
Yeah.
Now I can understand how individuals can put it in a book in a different way, how they were able to.
Yeah.
Is this it?
What more do you want?
I'm just surprised because I took a walk.
Like
I texted you 3 days back. I took a walk after a long time. It was a little warmer, so I was like, because previously when you say everything is same, there's no thing, I was like, the mind imagine something, how everything can be the same thing. I took that walk and came back and, oh my god, this is what everything is the same. It's just that one thing. I don't know, it's inside or like you say, you inside. It can be interpreted in multiple ways. And then I was sitting silent. That's when it was like, it was overflowing. It's like,
yeah,
it's different. It's not a feeling, but it's a different feeling.
Correct. It is near and it is far. It is here and it is there. It is I and it is still not I. It is everywhere. The I has dissolved. The I is no more. Don't knock the door. Nobody's home.
There is no time sense. At least the last 2 days I felt I'm not living in the body. That's the routine understanding is. It's different. It's very different.
Yeah.
At least in the last 4 weeks or 1.5 months, there is not a point where I got lost. It was always knowingly because of, like you say, habit patterns, especially in work-related things.
Yeah.
And like, it just starts to, the mind just starts to appear. And I'm like, okay. And then it goes.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Sorry?
It's beautiful that you understand this.
I can connect the dots back to my younger self. And my sister asked, how can you be this carefree? Don't you get bothered about anything? It's like it doesn't matter. It's almost the same thing.
Yes. Yes. When you were a baby, in the cradle, little Sindhu in the cradle, okay? Barely has opened her eyes, barely. Opens her eyes for 1-2 hours in a day, goes back to sleep. Yes? Did that little Sindhu have the feeling of, I am the body? Would you even feel the body? You wouldn't even know there is a body. Yeah? It's just a bundle of some sensations, I feel. That's it. Only sensations. Nothing else. Yeah? You can have the same experience if you sit in a dark room.
Yeah.
Absolutely dark room. There is no body. There's just sensations. And there's just thoughts. And when you're a baby, you don't even have those thoughts. You've still not developed the thinking and the I and the one that collects the thoughts. Yeah. Pure, going back to the pure core that I am. Everything else on the top was conditioning that I took on from family, friends, school, and then college, then office, then other people, social, this organization, that organization, and it just went on and on and on and on and on. Go back to the core. The pure core is nothing. Silence. It's so simple.
Yes.
In open eyes, when the mind starts talking, you ask, who is asking this question? When you say, बहुत idle chatter हो रहा है, what do I do about it? That was addressed there. So whatever the idle chatter is, content doesn't matter. Yeah. Why did that happen and why did this not happen? Who wants what to happen? I want. Who am I? Then you go to the source of I. Find the I. Where is the I? Can you find it? Look for the I. There is no I.
There's no.
And then you will dissolve into that witness only. Only in Ramana's, it is not called the witness. Yeah, he calls it the source or the silence or the quietness behind. Because Ramana was 14 years old when all this happened to him. He didn't read all these scriptures and have words to attach to it. Okay, so his is very simple, like baby language. It goes into the source, the silence. Now you go there. Just be there. Yeah, and every time a thought comes up, again recognize, what is this? Who's asking? I am asking. Who am I? Okay, again you go, I. Yes, so sometimes it's difficult for people to do who am I? So then I gave them, am I aware? Ask yourself the question, am I aware? And then you move directly to the awareness. Yes, so there are different ways just to do open-eyed meditation and reach that level. So it's perfect. What is happening to you is a natural progression. It happens.
I'm in that silence or whatever you. I can't even say silence. I'm there. I know.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel dry inside.
Yeah, it doesn't feel dry. Yeah.
But there is some. I don't know void. I don't know what you call the term.
Correct. Ekdam correct. Ekdam sahi. It is void. It is a void. But not the depressive void the way the Western society looks at the word void. But it's a very silent, calm, peaceful, at rest, a tript kind of void.
Yeah.
There is no more seeking in that. There is just a resting, a relaxing. When you rest in the night, when you go to sleep, you cannot sleep if there is want in the mind. Right? You can rest only if there is no more want. And then you go into that nothingness, the void. Yeah. So beautiful. You've started experiencing it with open eyes. Fantastic. You've progressed.
Just going with that, but is there any more tip to go from here?
The void now sucks you in and you have to let it suck you in. Okay, people resist here because they don't like, oh my god, unknown territory, what is this void? Yeah, then they try to talk to themselves, put on music, have interactions, put on TV, something to keep themselves away from the internal void because it's in silence, it's internal, and you're trying to pull yourself out from it. You don't know
I'm doing that. I'm actually doing that. When I'm calm, like as in there's nothing to do. If there is no seva work or anything, I have to put TV or something on. And I'm not really watching the TV. It is just a way for my distraction.
Yes.
And I think like, why did I put the TV on? I don't know. It's like something, okay, do this, do that. But one area, I observed that I'm doing it purposefully. Earlier it was my vasana, but now I'm doing it purposefully, not the vasana.
Yeah. So now recognize it, it's not required. Even if the vasana comes on, first check, do I really need to pick up the remote and turn the TV on? And you'll see it'll go. Yeah. Wait for a window. Yeah, it's a very short window. Either in that short window you take that action or you just observe that action. So this is where you practice Satipatthana with open eyes just for that little temptation. Now that you've recognized that this is what is pulling me out. You have to make friends with this void. Yeah, it's not very easy. The process from here is, in fact, it's like walking in the dark. It's like loneliness, and it is trying to suck you in, and your mind is trying to suck you out. You'll feel a tug of war going on, for some time. You just let it suck you in. Let it just be in that silence, in that awareness. It's awesome. And it's okay if certain habit patterns come up. Their intention is to pull you out. So anger will come to pull you out, or whatever. A raga for something, I don't know, whatever will come to pull you out. You don't pull out of it. You become so comfortable with the void that slowly you will recognize this void is like an ocean, and I can allow thoughts to come in and leave without reacting to the thoughts. They are welcome as long as they just leave. They are like strangers passing by, and they just found this space. And so they have to pass by here. Yes, and then you let them leave. So thoughts, even anger can come in that, even hatred can come. I don't associate with the hatred, I am this void. Yeah, when I grow roots in the void, then the hatred cannot pull me out. No, I will not pounce in and start drama. Just watch it. Okay, hatred arose. It was there for a little while. There was a burning feeling and some sensation. And I didn't throw any fuel into the fire. It went away. This is now the true practice of where Satipatthana will help you. With open eyes now. No more closed eyes after this. Advaita says, just allow everything and let the witnessing consciousness suck it in. This is where you just use your Satipatthana. Yeah? Just observing it come and go. Yeah? And the more you will get sucked into the void, you will start feeling that you're walking, talking. In open-eyed time, you're in Jhana 7. You're in nothingness, absolute nothingness, absolute quietness. Yes, and when you see something come up in the mind, that is nothing but Jhana 8, and it looks like a dream because I am not jumping in. The moment I jump in, I make it reality. The moment I am sthir in my void and I'm watching it like a spectator, it is the dreamy kind of images floating around Jhana 8. And they cease. A point will come where you will hit cessation, where there is nothing. Nothing perturbs you. Even if a person comes into your space, that person does not cause a flutter.
Yeah, I started observing that already. Like right now also, when I'm talking to you, the words or the sound is just coming, but I'm not there. Like
beautiful.
Yes.
Now stay with this all the time, all the time, all the time. Don't let the mind fool you that you're imagining something. It comes up with all its stories, theories. You're imagining, this is not right. No, this is the real thing. I am the witness. I'm not the body. Today, I think some 22-year-old kid came, and she looked pretty young, I don't know. And she's like, I actually felt after the Advaita session that I am not this body. That I'm looking at somebody else's hands. It's like beautiful, This is not a theory by the mind. This is really you getting established in the witness, recognizing that there is a separation. So you don't have to be intellectual, you have to be experiential about it now. Yeah, there's no need to analyze. That's perfect what is happening. You have to come to the experience, the real experience of it. That is the meaning of Gyan Marga.
Okay.
Jnana through experience, it's not intellect. Yeah, somebody who is not a Gyan Marg person, the people on the other Bhakti Marg, Karma Marg think it is intellectual, but the person who's on the Marg says no. It's not intellectual, it is experiential. It's experience expressed in words. It is not intellectual. Yeah? Bhakti or love cannot be put into more words than the 4-letter word love. What can you say more about it? So there is not much to speak on that path. So they feel that how can Gyan Marga be anything other than intellectual Marga? But that is an outsider looking in. The person who is inside knows, no. First, it is borrowed knowledge from a guru, a teacher, a saint, a scripture. Obviously, because I am naive, I'm simple, I'm a layman. Yes, I'm not a monk or a swami. And then I need some words. I borrow that knowledge. Now, after borrowing the knowledge, I experience, this makes sense. So now I have moved from the borrowed knowledge to my experiential knowledge, and I drop this now. So there's no need for any intellectual analysis because now it has become my experience. Clear? So perfect. Yeah. You're going the right way.